Yeah, important. It's certainly important to me. I, got off to a great start. Was a couple under through nine, and then give those shots away. On two of the sort of easier holes on the course, 11 and 15. But it was nice to at least get one of them back on 18 there. So yeah, it played tough. It played really, really tough. 10 under par is unbelievably impressive out there, and we'll see what the weekend holds. But after 2 days, I'm pretty happy with my 2 days' work.
Nine back at the halfway stage. How are you feeling about your challenge of the weekend? What do you think you'll need to do to try and win this?
I don't think I have to do anything differently. I'm hitting the ball well from tee to green. I've missed a couple of chances on the greens. The wind got me today, and it's hard. So you're sometimes in two minds whether to play the wind or not to play the wind. But that stretch, like 12, 13, 14, there's a those greens are quite exposed. And you sort of have to play the wind a little bit. But nine back. I might be nine back, but I don't think there's going to be a ton of players between me and the lead going into the weekend. So it depends what the conditions are tomorrow. Obviously depends what Brian does as well. So right now it's not quite out of my hands, but at the same time, I think if I can get to 3, 4, 5 under par tomorrow, going into Sunday, I'll have a really good chance.
Rory, gone are the days when people used to say that you prospered in good conditions or just soft conditions underfoot on a golf course. You seem to have every sort of gear in terms of playing hard courses in difficult conditions, and there could be some of those over the weekend. Are you prepared for that, or are you almost going to welcome it?
Yeah, I think with the way I've been able to flight my iron shots, and I think the week last week in Scotland was great preparation for what we faced the last couple of days. So, I've felt more comfortable in the wind over the last few years, and I feel like I can perform in all sorts of conditions. So I'll whatever it throws at us over the next couple of days, I feel like I'll be prepared for.
And it seems to be a case that, this is a course playing more like Carnoustie than maybe a 20 under in Troon or something like that. Is this the way links golf is perhaps shaping up in your mind as being the better for you?
I don't really like to play favorites or feel like one style. Certainly, maybe 10 years ago, a certain style suit my game better. But I feel like I've become pretty adaptable to all conditions that we play in.
Rory, as somebody who's pretty tight with JT, he's been struggling a little bit. Obviously, yesterday at the 82 and whatnot, and hasn't won a little bit. I'm just kind of curious if you empathize with that, with him on that, and just kind of if that's an illustration of how just kind of come and go. As good as anybody is.
JT will be just okay. JT is one of the most talented guys out here, and he shot 69 at TPC a couple of years ago in like 40-mile-an-hour winds, and I always remind him of it, but I always go back to that. And if JT can, put that sort of display on in those conditions, we all go through bad patches. That's golf. There's not one player in the world that hasn't. But he's got the right people around him, and he's got the right work ethic to get himself out of it.
Rory, the RNA altered the bunkers a bit with the edge raise. Did you notice that? Did that benefit? What did you take away from that?
It's certainly. I hit a 4-iron into the fifth hole today, and it pitched on top of the bunker and came back in, and I thought it was going to be like, I didn't know at that point that they'd made that little gradual rise up into the face. And when I got up there, I was pleasantly surprised that I had a shot. So I wouldn't say there's one person in the field that wouldn't welcome that change.
So you're happy with it competitively?
Yeah, 100%.
Rory, you've slept on big leads in majors, done so very successfully. What are the pressures of it?
Not getting ahead of yourself, not thinking about what could happen or what should happen or what you're going to drink out of the claret jug. You just have to stay in the present and stay in the moment. And, Brian's a pretty laid-back, unflappable sort of a guy, so I think he'll be just okay.
I wanted to know, Brian, and his form's been pretty good. Is this
Yeah, he's been playing great. He's been doing some good work with Justin Parsons, and yeah, he's been up there in leaderboards over the last few weeks. He was up there last week, I think, as well. I don't know him that much, but obviously I've played a bit with him on tour, and I think his ball flight and sort of the way he plays the game, definitely suits his style of golf.
Last question, please. What do you expect from yourself over the next few days, not in terms of scores, or what would you like to see out of yourself?
I think more of the same, patience, hitting fairways, hitting greens, making good decisions. If I can do that and have a good attitude towards it all, that's what I expect of myself.